Okay, we're going to talk about the accounting cycle here. This is really what these whole first 4 chapters have been about, is teaching you this accounting cycle, which is how we take a business from a beginning of the accounting period all the way through to the end of the accounting period, prepare our financial statements, and get ready for the next one, right? So that's what this accounting cycle is. Now, before we get too far into it, I'm going to eliminate right off the top this step 10. We're not going to do that, right? So we're going to talk about the rest of these. Now, what we've learned so far in chapters 1 and 2, we learned how to do what? How to analyze transactions and journalize them, right? Those two things kind of happen together, right? So we analyze transactions and we book them in our general journal. We journalize our transactions, right? And then throughout the period, we journalize our transactions and we post them to the general ledger, right? Keeps those accounts up to date. So we post them to the general ledger, right? So we journalize and we post. And we do this during the accounting period, right? So this stuff here happens during the accounting period, and then we get to when? The end of the period, right? So we got to work all our magic because we have to prepare our financial statements, and we have to do our adjustments, and we have to do all of these other things, right? So we get to the end of the accounting period, and that's where we get into steps 4, 5, and 6, which says what? Unadjusted trial balance, adjustments, and the adjusted trial balance. Now, you may or may not have watched the worksheet video or know what a worksheet is, but really, these three steps happen in the process of preparing our worksheet, right? That's how we go about doing these 3 steps. Because remember, and again, the worksheet's going to have what? The unadjusted trial balance, that's the far left side of it. Then we do the adjustments and we do the adjusted trial balance, and eventually we split them out into financial statement columns, right? So those are represented by the worksheet, right? Remember, the whole purpose of what we're doing is preparing financial statements. So after we have that worksheet, I've got all the tools that I need to prepare our financial statements, right? Remember, our financial statements are the income statement, statement of owner's equity, and a balance sheet, right? So we prepare those three financial statements, right? Then we go about closing our accounts. Now, I'm gonna have a whole separate video just on the closing process. So you'll want to be paying attention to that. That is a process in and of itself, and it's everything's new. We haven't really talked about this before. So we end up closing things. We prepare a post-closing trial balance, and that proves that our system is in balance to get ready for the next period, right? And we prepared our financial statements. These things that we use to communicate to people outside of our company, right? Closed everything out. Post-closing trial balance proves that our system's in balance to carry forward to the next period, and we go back and start it all over again for the next accounting cycle, right? So we know what? During the period, we analyze, journalize, and post, right? At the end of the period, we prepare a worksheet that includes journalizing and posting our adjusting entries, right? We have to do that to bring our accounts up to date and match revenue and expenses. We do the worksheet, we prepare our financial statements, we close our accounts, we prove our system's in balance. There we go. That's as short as we can make that accounting cycle. Remember, that's everything that we do is in this first 4 chapters is about this whole process, right? So this is kind of the culmination of what we've done for this first unit.